this Zoom presentation, you discover why you would want to create multiple sources of income and how you can create another new source of income with the ASEA opportunity. Okay, this is a digital poster that I created to promote this particular Zoom event. The photo you see right in front of you is a photo of me taken in the Philippines, and with the background of the famous Filipino jeepneys, all right? The jeepneys are one of the most popular means of public transportation for the locals down in the Philippines. Tourists visiting the Philippines was always fascinated by the jeepneys transportation, which are often seen with passenger hopping in and passenger hopping out of the jeepney along the roadside. And more often than not, you see the jeepney are loaded with crowded passenger. All the tourists like me who often want to take a photo with the jeepney. And the jeepney is a very, very colorful vehicles, nicely decorated with nice creative painting. And the Filipinos are actually very creative, and the jeepneys are one of the symbol representing the culture and the art of the Filipinos. The first time I visited the Philippines was in 1991 for Junior Chamber International Asia Pacific Conference in Cebu City, the Philippines. That was in 1991. The second trip that I went back to the Philippines was in 1997. All right. And I went back to the Philippines in 1997 to start my first business, which allows me to build another new source of income through the Causeway business opportunity. And since then, I have visited the Philippines for more than 20 times. And this is actually a collage photos of me taken with the ASEA leaders and associates in the Philippines. I started the business in the Philippines with ASEA in the month of June 2019, and later started to build the business in Malaysia. Since then, the ASEA business has actually generating for me a very good residue, multiple sources of income from different countries, not only right now in the Philippines, not only from Malaysia, it is also from Singapore, from Taiwan, Hong Kong, and many parts of the world. In actual fact, it have created additional streams of income from more than 10 countries. So here's a short introduction about myself. I came from a very poor family background, like some of you may know, some of you may not know. A background of 6, and I'm the youngest in the family, and my father was a fisherman and my mother was a housewife. I would not tell you the whole story about myself, but in next month, I will be launching my ebooks where you can have a copy of it to read in more details. This is my why, all right? What you see in front of you is the reason why I work very hard for at ASEA, and I want to provide the best for my family and to give them a better life because I came from a poor family background. And that is my wife. That particular picture that you see right in front of you was taken in UK with my wife, Stephanie, and my 2 sons, Ryan and Jordan. It was taken in the month of July 2019, a month after I started building the ASEA business in the Philippines. It was one of my best family holidays as we are able to spend a lot of good time, 1 full month together, holidaying around United Kingdom and Spain. I've also been an entrepreneur since 1986, building several business. And of course, my entrepreneurial journey have never been smooth. Sometimes up, sometimes down. It's just like a roller coaster, all right? But in my entrepreneur journey, I was very, very blessed with the opportunity to sell off one of my company to a public listed company. And I have been a consultant, corporate and field leaders for several local and international network marketing companies. So as an entrepreneur, I always believe in creating multiple sources of income. More so, especially during this current global coronavirus pandemic where we are all experiencing uncertainty. The pandemic is actually affecting everyone. Businesses in all segments of the market globally or locally are affected, and you see job losses, downsizing, and foreclosure. But with the global crisis, it's also a better time to start an online home-based business as one of the multiple sources of income, because the world have actually shifted and changed dramatically since the starting of the global coronavirus pandemics. People are actually right now very, very conscious about their health and wellness, and they understand the importance of building a stronger immune system to protect themselves and to fight against all the viruses that is around us. All right. So many are going online as well to get the latest news, to stay connected with their loved one and friends. And many are also shopping online, and many are also looking for opportunity to work from home as they are not able to go to work. In actual fact, since the starting of the pandemics, there is a huge surge in terms of the internet usage. And I believe some of you may experience that your internet is a little bit slow at times because there are too many people jamming into using the internet 24/7 around the world. And there is a lot of opportunities created as a result of the situation in the e-commerce space. And you can also profit from this particular opportunity created starting your own home-based business and to take back control of your life. This is an opportunity for you. But before I share with you the ASEA Global Breakthrough Opportunity, I would like to share with you the law of compensation, the 3 income earning strategies, and the ASEA Global Breakthrough Opportunity. One of my mentor, Bob Proctor, who our company represented him in the 90s on the Bond Rich program, once shared with me these very powerful ideas and concept of earning money. He said that you do not have to be very smart to earn money. All you have to do is to understand some basic rules, and that's what I want to share with you here tonight. First and foremost, you will agree with me that money has to be earned. And there is a law of cause and effects that whatever you put in, you get the results, right? So everything operates based on this law. Ralph Waldo Emerson says the law of compensation is exact. It is very specific. The law of compensation here clearly states that the amount of money that you're going to earn will always be in exact ratio to these 3 points, all right? Number 1 is that the need for what you do. And number 2 is your ability to do it. And number 3, the difficulty there will be in replacing you. All right. So these are the 3 important points here that you would like to take note of. So now you think of that. Number 1, the need for what you do. Number 2, your ability to do it. And number 3, the difficulty there will be in replacing you. Now you will find that the need for what you do is already there. You don't have to do anything about it. Like the need to actually boost your immune system. There is a need. There is a need for so many things. So like I mentioned here, you do not have to do anything about it. Number 3, there will be taken care of if you take care of number 2. So you don't have to worry about number 3, that the difficulty there will be in replacing you. All you have to do is to focus on number 2. And you want to think about this for a little while. You only have to focus on number 2, that is your ability to do it. Whatever you do, all right, you want to get better at it all the time. Keep on improving. Just keep on getting and working on getting better at what you're doing. And that is the focus in terms of building your ability. And there isn't any other competition at all out there. The only competition is you yourself. All right. So master what you do and earn the incomes that you want. Now, I want you to think of this. There are actually only 3 strategies for earning money, and just 3 strategies. And I want you to pay close attention to it. And this was what was shared by my mentor. It is M1, M2, and M3. You may now want to know what is M1, M2, and M3. Now, before I start going through them, here's something that I want you to burn into your mind. If you don't teach your children, example, how to earn money, the odds is that they will not be going to learn how to do it, but the school does not teach them how to actually make money. All right. You can go to Harvard, you can go to Oxford or Stanford. They all won't, right, teach you how to earn it. All right. How to earn the money. They teach you how to invest in it, and they will teach you how to store it, keep your money properly. They teach you how to count your money, but they do not teach you how to earn it. So that's the reason why sometimes it is so important for us to go out there to learn, from people like Robert Kiyosaki, people like Brock Proctor, and people from who are in the financial sector to on strategies on how to earn money. And if you are going to teach children, it is very important to teach them the right way of earning money. All right. So let's start with number one. Number one strategy here is used by actually 96% of the population. And this particular M1 strategy won't work. You never has worked, and there will be actually basically you trading time for money if you were to employ this particular M1 strategy. All right. So here in this particular strategy, you would know that it is what we call saturation, because every one of us here do have limited amount of time. Every one of us here have 24 hours a day. All right. So it is if we run out of time, all right, if we employ this particular strategy, I don't care whether how effective you are, you're going to see that you're going to run out of time. All right. Because when you trade time for money, it does not work at all. The number two is an excellent strategy. All right. And the number two here is where is used by 3% of the population. M1 used by 96%, M2 used by 3% of the population. And the number two here is where you invest money to earn money. All right. So basically you use money to make money. Again, M3 is used by 1% of the population, but they are actually earning 96% of all the money. And these people use what we call the multiplier effect in terms of time management. And they set up what we call MSI. MSI stands for multiple sources of income. So now that's the strategy. How do you set up multiple sources of income? Well, some people get mixed up with multiple jobs. So that's the reason, especially during this coronavirus pandemics, you see a lot of people very uncertain. They thought that they want to find another job. So MSI, multiple sources of incomes, is not about multiple jobs, all right? You can set up multiple sources of income where you are earning money while you are sleeping. That can be something for you to think about. Earning money while you are sleeping. It is never been easier than it is today, because with the internet and with the way we are working right now, you can make it happen. Example, like here I am in Kuching, in the center of Borneo, or rather people ask me, where do I stay? I always like to tell them that I live in the center of the world, because it is from Kuching here, a small little town, I can actually start to build my ASEAN business to 33 countries around the world, creating multiple sources of income from different countries, from different people, and I can make money while I am sleeping. And that is the beauty of it. And it is very, very important that to note this. This can be accomplished by having multiple sources of income by multiplying your time. All right. If you were to check back in history, you are going to find out that wealthy people have always had multiple sources of income. They don't have one income, but they have a lot of sources of income. And the world is changing, and you got to not make any mistake about it. Alvin Toffler, some of you may have read the books called The Future Shock in the 70s, and he talked a lot about change, and change is coming, which he predicted, but the change was way bigger than what he was predicting. And he said this one very interesting thing. He said that the illiterates of the 21st century will not be the people who cannot read or write. There are going to be people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So what it's suggesting is that if we want to become successful, we got to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And most of what we have learned up to this point, we're going to have to unlearn it, all right? The way we do before the coronavirus pandemics and the way we do things now have to change. And then we're going to learn some new rules. Ongoing, I'm actually unlearning and learning all the time. And I'm going to tell you something. I've learned that our world is actually changing. Our world is actually not getting bigger, but our world is actually getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it is shrinking. We can do business all over the world through ASEA, which we are going to share with you in a short while. How much do you really want to make? I put in a picture in front of you with a lot of US dollars, right? How much do you want? Because you can set up sources of income all over the place. Next question is that, do you have multiple sources of income? One of the best ways to start multiple sources of income is probably to go into network marketing. Because to me, it is one of the best way, is one of the easiest way to set up another new source of income. And that particular income that you can earn can be as small or as big as you want it to be, all right? And the fact is that most people go into it, but they never earn any money. And it is just another thing to them. It's just not working for them because they did not work with the right people. If you were to study all the successful people, they all have multiple sources of income and they have money coming all over the world, all right? All over the world. And this is a very beautiful thing to understand. I want you to see here in this picture right in front of you, that you make a decision of how much money that you want to earn and what are your MSI. And it doesn't matter how big your MSI or how small your MSI. If you can choose multiple sources of income that is passive, that you do it once and it keep on coming to you, that is actually a very, very good idea, right? So a lot of people will ask me this question. Yes, you have multiple sources of income. Do I have multiple sources of income? The answer is yes. Are they all of the same size? The answer is no, all right? So the important thing is that all your multiple sources of income will get into your bank account. That is more important. Some can be big, some can be small, right? It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that it is another source of income for you to generate, to create and generate and get into your bank account every day, every second, from anywhere around the world. And that is the beauty of creating multiple sources of income, all right? Next, I would like to present to you the ASEA Global Breakthrough Opportunity. So at the end of this presentation, you will discover how you can create multiple sources of income with ASEA. And I believe that ASEA is the next big opportunity for every one of us here to partner with, to become successful, all right? In 1986, I met a stranger, and during one of my business trip, and he shared with me a very, very powerful formula for success, which I want to share with you. And the formula of success here says that if you want to become successful, you must know what you want. And number two is that you must be willing to put in the effort to get what you want. And the last one, which is the most important as for me as an entrepreneur for the last 30 years, is you must have the right opportunity. I've seen there's a lot of people out there who work very hard, who have big dreams, big goals, and putting a lot of effort, but they do not have the right opportunity. And they are not getting the success that they want. So choosing the right opportunity is actually very, very important. All right. Hi, I hope you like this video. We'll be uploading a lot of educational, motivational, and inspirational video content in this channel on personal and leadership development and the success principle to help you to get from where you are right now to where you want to be. If you'd like us to notify you every time we upload a new video, please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And do check out all the other videos in this channel. Wishing you all greatness and success.